Alright, guys, the much anticipated part 8. I don't know why it's about said 7. Anyway, continuing where we left off, Bibbidi and Bobbidi stole Huragon's body to power the Majin Buu egg. And pretty much, I would say, I ain't gonna say how long it's actually passed, but it's been a pretty good while. It's been long enough that no wait, never mind. Anyway, everything goes on as usual throughout the movie until the, starts trapping of the, Kais and all that in the afterlife tournament. So anyway, Goku flies off to confront whoever is actually doing this. He is confronted with what looks like a giant fat baby, but who is actually hovering around this creature's head is actually very familiar. One of them he recognized as Bobbidi, but the other one looks like a much older version of him, which is Bibbidi. Pretty much, Goku actually starts commanding them to stop and tries to actually fight them, or not fight them, but fight it. This giant creature, which, yes, it is Janemba, that the creature is. Pretty much, Goku actually starts off in his base form, tries to go in for an attack. It doesn't even phase it. When I say it doesn't phase it, I mean it doesn't even notice Goku there. It's just simply still standing there and, causing mayhem. Goku goes into Super Saiyan, attacks it. That actually does get its attention, but it looked like it didn't hurt it at all. So Goku starts trying to fight it, goes into Super Saiyan 2, still having a lot of trouble. When I say a lot of trouble, I mean he's still having a hard time to even hurt this thing in this form. He powers up even further and hits Super Saiyan 3, smirks at this thing and says, well, you are actually the first opponent that I've ever had to actually truly go Super Saiyan 3 against. Hope that you know that. Thing doesn't actually reply. Goku starts charging up a Kamehameha. The creature actually opens its hand and it shows another Goku in its hand, except for it has long black hair. Goku fires the Kamehameha at it, and his copy shoots one back, but instead of them clashing and evening out, his copy absolutely blasts his energy back at him. This actually hurts Goku, sends him flying. Bibbidi says, you fool, this is the fusion of the king of the underworld, Majin Buu, and probably the most dangerous dragon in all of the universe. You really think that you stand a chance against it? Goku then starts flying off because this creature is actually chasing him now. The creature starts launching ki blasts after him, one after another, and the blasts are going all over the place. One actually hits this gigantic red cube. It's still chasing after him. Goku is actually in trouble. He actually is getting hurt from the backlash of these blasts. So, before it could actually finish him off with one lucky blast, someone actually shows up, grabs Goku, and pushes him and pulls him out of the way of said blast. Goku looks over and is shocked to see it's Vegeta. Goku asks, what are you doing here? What do you mean what I'm doing here? I died. That, and I also tried to kill my son and your son and a lot of other people before I actually died. Goku was actually happy at seeing Vegeta because, well, he's no longer under Bobby's control, so now he's an actual ally. He looks at Vegeta and says, look, there's no way we can actually fight this thing by ourselves. We're going to have to use a technique that I learned in Otherworld. Vegeta looks back. What do you mean? What technique are you talking about? It's a technique that allows two warriors of equal strength to fuse together. Vegeta's like, no. Goku's like, yes. No. Yes. No. Do you want both of us to be wiped out of existence along with the entire universe? No. So then, yes. Anyway, they actually try and fuse together first time. They mess up. This thing actually shows up after they messed up, blasts both of them back apart away from each other, luckily enough that it wasn't going full power, after which they sneak off, do it again, and this time they actually do it right. And here is Gogeta, the very first fusion in my story, in all honesty, because Gohan killed Majin Buu before anybody had any chance of fusing together. So at this rate, they smirk at the creatures like, well, let's see if you can handle this. They go at it. The creature is actually a bit surprised at this, that they were able to fuse together. They're attacking it in their base form, and it's in Gogeta's base form. It's feeling it, but it's not really hurting it. Oh, they're like, okay, well, I guess we really don't need to hold back now. They go Super Saiyan 2. Then they actually attack it then. This time it actually is hurting it, but it's obvious that it's very, very minuscule. They keep on at it. Then Gogeta's like, to heck with this, and actually starts using Kaioken along with the Super Saiyan 2 state and charges up a Super Dragon Fist. The creature is actually caught off guard by this because how fast they are doing this. This Dragon Fist hits it, sends it flying, but it drains all of Gogeta's power because Vegeta doesn't know how to use Kaioken, so his body isn't really ready for said strain. They look up, and as they, power down back to Gogeta powers down back to his base form, they see this creature. It is definitely hurt, but it goes in for attack, hits it, and it sends both. It hits it Gogeta so hard that they split apart, and as they are falling, they're instantly caught by someone. Goku and Vegeta looks up and sees Gohan there, holding on to both of them. He flies them down somewhere safe out of the creature's sight and is like, well, I guess all that training in the other world that you did, Dad, really wasn't all that helpful, was it? Goku laughed and said, well, I guess not. Gohan, he looks serious and says, Gohan, I don't think that you should fight it by yourself. Let me and Vegeta heal up, and we'll be able to go in there with you. Gohan looks at this thing and actually starts scanning its power. It had a very large power to begin with. This thing was way stronger than what he probably was. This thing definitely was stronger than what he was in Super Saiyan 3. It's pushing to the point that it's about as powerful as what he was in Super Saiyan 4, back when he was training. Gohan says, no, I think I'll be able to take it on by myself. He flies over towards the creature at this point in time, his max speed with the amount of power he's using right now, and he starts attacking said creature. Now, Gohan is definitely doing damage to it. It was already softened up by the Dragon Fist, and before Gohan could actually end the creature with his own Kamehameha, the creature starts cracking. Bibbidi and Bobbidi flying over says, "Oh, good! It's its cocoon state is finally done." It keeps cracking and cracking. Power is actually building. Eventually, this power explodes. Now, all the alterations in the underworld that it did previously is completely shattered and destroyed, freeing everyone, but Gohan is absolutely dumbfounded by this, about the amount of power this thing is giving. He is actually sweating at this point, because this thing is definitely a dangerous thing. Without doubt, he is going to have to use his full strength against it. Bibbidi and Bobby flies over him and laugh. Haha, you fool! You actually think that you would be able to beat this thing? Or be able to beat Janemba? This Janemba is a combination of both Majin Buu, Hirugan, and Demigra. You stand no chance. Demigra then flies up out of the smoke. Now, his actual appearance is close to what it was in the movie, except for replace the whitish bone on him with black, and his actual skin is completely blood red. Kind of like blood. Well, that's why I said blood red. I'm sorry, I'm a little tired right now. Demigra starts laughing and says, yes, they are actually right. You stand no chance against me. But not just you, but also the ones that think that they are my master. He turns around and blows both Bibbidi and Bobbidi to pieces, erasing them from existence. It turns back around at Gohan and smiles. And we are going to end it right there. Tune in next time to see precisely how this fight ends, and maybe a bit of a flashback as to what Gohan was doing before this. But anyway, you know the routine. Like, subscribe, hit the little bell in the corner. I'll be seeing you next time.